Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos!
Coming to you at the speed of sound, we are on the air at the Hexapod Sound House in Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. This is Nick. It's episode 58. We are excited to have you here. I'm tossing it over to my fantastically locked co-host, Luke.
I'll catch it. Got it right here. Hi. Thanks for coming. I'm going to toss it over to DJ Price Check. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I caught that one, too. Thanks for having me again, guys.
Nice hands. Nick, what do we got on the show today?
It's a packed slate. We're running through a Ramble on. We're going to hit a segment of Clickbait Headlines, do a segment of Don't Quote Me on This, which we will have plenty of sound bites from to be quoted on later at a later date. It's permanent. It's on the internet. Based on a true story is how we're going to anchor this, where we will pitch a movie live, making it up off the top of our heads. Excited to see that. That's it. Here we go. We are excited. Yeah, tossing it back to myself. Catch it. Just a reminder to our returning listeners, and a note from our new friends. Here at the Velocity Chaos Podcast, we explore the highest heights of human knowledge and the lowest depths of crude humor. Our mission is to tickle that pink thing between your ears and poke that frontal lobe, and sometimes just smash the laugh box. So hop in and buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
But before we get into all that, just a reminder to follow us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod and on Facebook. Why not check us out on YouTube, where you can watch us doing weird stuff and throwing fake things, just like we're the Lost Boys and Peter Pan. Yeah, try that one. Maybe. Or Apple Podcast, Spotify, do all that cool stuff for us there. Because we just want to thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your support.
So before we get into it, we're going to do, we've been trying to get warmed up for you guys. You know, we're going to put on a good show. We want to make sure that we're nice and limber. Lube up those mental brain muscles. So we're going to do a segment we call, it's not really a segment, it's just a warm up.
Yeah.
What do we call it?
Make the connection.
Make the connection. Connect 5.
Connect 2.
Oh, it's 4? Okay, yeah. Anyway.
3.
We're just going to take 2 words. DJ Price Check is going to toss us 2 words, and we're going to swing at them from there until we hit a home run, which means we've connected the 2 words.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep running with that. Anyway.
All right, let me toss you Hotdogs.
Ooh, Hotdogs.
And Cathedral.
Wow.
Ooh.
I went first last time.
Okay.
First.
Well, hot dogs.
Buns.
Bread.
Pigeons.
Coop.
Twigs.
Trees.
Park.
Parking lot.
Cars.
Event.
Church.
In a cathedral.
That's like you're like jogging. You're like you like get to the last 10 steps. You're like,
We're done.
We're done.
We made it there.
All right, sounds good. Okay,
That's
hit
good
us with our first segment.
We're gonna ramble on. I thought of something the other day and I was like, we should talk about this.
Nice.
Western gunfights, the showdowns.
Yeah.
I thought about it. So I broke this down. First I want to get into the showdown itself. So stepping into it, when you're standing there with 10 paces, you're back to back, 10 paces out.
Yeah.
Then you turn. I don't know if it's on a number or someone's calling it. Like, is there a hottie dropping a rag? No, that's drag racing. Yeah, behind you. And so they're there. I was like wondering, like, so what's the best method? Like, are you pivoting? Like, how are you pivoting? Are you staying in the same spot? Are you pivoting on your opposite gun side? Is it a wider circle? Are you doing it on the same side as your gun on your inside leg for a faster turn?
Wow.
Just popping up. Like, what goes into their heads for these showdowns?
The thing that I've been thinking about with these showdowns is, I know you're asking us to imagine them in real life, but
Yeah.
I do that. What would ever possess you to want to do this?
That was another thing. Is like,
I jumped the gun.
No, you're cool. You're cool.
I cheated.
Yeah,
I drew on you first.
Yeah, got me.
Got him.
I was trying to explain the rules, and he just shot. Like that's what would happen.
What is so the one thing that keeps you from like actually being like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, turn, bam, like is just that guy doesn't have any honor. Yeah, but he's alive.
But he's dead.
No, the guy who cheated and turned quick, he's alive.
Yeah.
Okay. So wow, there's a lot to unpack.
Exactly.
There's a lot to unpack.
So I guess we'll jump to it. So I looked it up.
Yeah.
It didn't happen like that. That's just a movie thing.
Okay.
It's a movie thing.
Cinematic license.
Yeah.
Don't pick apart America's history, okay?
Yeah.
You better watch yourself.
Like if it did happen like that, it was probably few and far between. But
The first guy to try. Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
yeah.
This is not gonna work.
Wait, don't shoot me. What if, okay, hear me out. What if, I know you're, okay, so calm down. I know if you're mad, okay, you're mad, just breathe. What if 3 o'clock, okay, just throwing it out there, ballparking it, 3 o'clock, we head out there in the middle of town, stand back to back. Okay, we don't have to touch, just close. And then we each walk 10 steps away. And then we turn around and shoot at each other. Huh?
The other
Is
guy's
that-
like, all right, sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's how it was invented. Or he would just be like, bang. Well, that was easy.
Yeah. Enough of these education matata types.
But yeah, I mean, you got the old, cowboys are out there. You got Wyatt Earp, Billy the Kid, Bat Masterson, Billy Hickok, and Doc Holliday. Some of the well-known people out there with their gunslinging abilities.
Yeah.
And who are their well-known counterparts, men such as Ben Thompson, Tom Horn, Kid Curry, King Fisher, Clay Allison, and Dallas Stoudemire.
Were those the marshals that were after him?
I don't know, maybe. I didn't read too much into who they were. I'm more familiar with those first ones.
This ain't no party knowledge segment. This is Ramble on.
This is rambling on. I just thought, because I looked it up, like, did it really happen like that? No. They said most of it was just like barroom shootout, like flip the table.
A lot more violent.
Yeah.
No tension buildup.
Exactly.
Just
it was
walk
like,
in. I don't like the way you looked at me. Bam.
then you're cheating son of a bitch. And then, bang, 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 jumping over the counter.
All right, let me ask you something, okay? Let's get down into it.
Yeah.
Are you double holstered?
Probably not.
You're efficient enough with 6 shots.
Now that you say that, I mean, how much a shot's costing back then?
The way I figure it is, this is my I'm left-handed, so my accurate hand's my left one, but I can really spook them with the right one.
Suppressive fire.
Yeah, suppressive
So you get aiming. Got him. Bang. One shot.
Yeah, you just just make them duck down, and then you're like, hey, I got another 6 bullets in this.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going double strapped because you just look badder that way. Look at me.
Or is it a status thing? Like, he's only got one. He must be good.
Well, I'd much rather be alive.
Yeah.
I'd have a lower status because immediately if someone's dead, you automatically have a higher status than them.
Yeah. Can you imagine counting your bullets in a gunfight? Like, I need 2, man. I'm not counting to 6. What are you crazy? I forgot. Shit.
But
A guy comes in, he's just got like guns, just just
got
loaded
one
in.
here,
Sorry,
got one here, down here. Don't forget about this one.
They're just like up his leg, just like 7 of them up each leg.
They always in this one back here. That's a sneaky one.
What's that guy's name? John McClane. Yeah. Oh, John McClane. I think actually the reason I would wear it is just because you ever have something on your hip like a tool belt. I know you have. I have. Like you probably have tool belt, and if it's all just on that one side for all day, you start walking. You start walking. Hey,
compensating,
and you're just like, oh god. If you have them both, you
that's
put a lot of weight on both.
Well, that's why they walk like they always shit their pants.
It's been chafing my hips for the last 3 hours.
Didn't have Gold Bond back then.
Chafing.
The talcum powder, which I guess maybe something else, but I guess talcum powder can cause cancer because
you didn't know this? It's mined from like
yeah,
like veins that are near like mercury and shit.
something like yeah.
There was a big
Worth
scandal
it.
in beauty
Yeah.
in the beauty world. Back to guns,
to
which are way
gun, yeah.
cooler
But
than beauty.
so is it like, if you
wait.
killed someone, do you take their gun and that's why you have like 12 guns? Like, dang,
Trophy.
they wouldn't mess with that guy. And he's got 72 shots on me.
You could take it, but I thought it was the notch. Like you put another
Oh.
notch in your gun belt or something like that.
That makes sense.
I saw that in Western movies when they, you always end up like the guy runs out and he just like tosses his gun like a badass and grabs somebody else's gun. I'd be like, wait, no, that's my expensive one.
That's the nice one.
I got that one on sale.
Can we get a price check on that, DJ?
Can we
Price
get a
check?
Beep beep. This one is exactly 5 pigs.
Do you guys have a favorite movie gunfight? Especially if it's a Western?
High Noon is pretty solid.
It's good.
Can't say I
Gary
do.
Cooper. Magnificent Seven. I don't think
The new Magnificent Seven one's really good. Yeah, I like their gunfights.
Yeah,
Yep.
the old one's better. Sorry.
Or what was it? Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. Can't forget that.
that's
That's
kinda cool.
legendary.
Yeah. No, it's good. I mean, there's a lot of different gunfights. I'm admitting I've never seen the Outlaw Josie Wales, but I know that was a pretty big one. What about the side strap? Like if it's like if you're right-handed and you put it on your left,
Cross
and that's
draw?
reverse. Yeah, the cross draw. What's
don't
the
know about
advantage
that.
of that? I think it's when you bring it
It's
back.
swag.
Like I can't see how that's advantageous at all.
It's more of like it's a strategy move as far as it's just more comfort. Like I mean, the way you draw some people front carry, some people
Yeah.
I guess
cross
it's
carry.
Bye-bye.
You know,
Real quick. Or, it's too much. You
old
got
school military officers used to carry it backwards, so the butt would face forward. So when they grab the gun, they would stick their hand.
Oh.
you know,
and they look all
out.
cool.
They do that. That's another Magnificent. The new one with Denzel Washington, he does that. That was a weird choice, but kind of a little Hollywood magic in that one.
Hollywood maggots.
Maggot.
Damn, Hollywood maggots.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the cross draw just seems like it's a lot of time, but I see what you're saying. Like it's a real quick flip.
Yeah. And
The
then,
thing is,
do a little sweet flourish, put it back in.
when they shoot it and they shoot from the hip, that's where that phrase came from, right?
Yeah.
Shooting from
Gotta
the hip.
be.
It's like
Not even aiming, just shooting.
It's all muscle memory. Like that's I think it. It's
Yeah.
you're not even aiming. You're just hoping that like the shot hits the
Yeah.
guy.
And then, so you gotta pull the hammer back with the thumb as you're pulling up,
Oh,
or
geez.
you coming over with the left hand or other hand, and you're like hitting the top.
Yeah. It's got to be the thumb.
If
right?
it's gotta be the thumb, at least on the first one, because
Yeah.
that's a tough
Yeah.
that's a tough pull.
Yeah.
Say first time you do that, shoot yourself in the left hand.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's why they call him
Start
Holy
over.
Pete.
Yeah.
Holy Pete.
And then so the showdown thing, like I was saying at the top, is like, which way you turning. But then wouldn't you just stand sideways? Like you pull it out and you stand sideways, you're a much smaller target
Hey.
to hit.
That's a
Good strategy.
That's a good idea.
Or
Or squat down.
Oh yeah, just duck down like Call of Duty.
But then they hit your vital organs a lot easier when you squat down.
Not if they're not, because they're like, whoa, where'd he go? And then you're always like, gotcha.
From the wide open street. just
Yeah.
like, you lay on the ground.
Yeah, or were they sneaky and they had someone else as a shooter on the side? Like
You ever see The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance?
they already
Anybody?
did it.
Oh, gotta watch that.
Anybody? John Wayne, James Stewart. Beautiful.
Chef's
Chef's
kiss.
kiss. It's a butt poker right there. No, that's a good movie. You should watch it. So the course of history was almost altered by these. Abraham Lincoln one time got into such a bad argument with somebody. They were out on the sandbar with the weapons ready to kill it. One guy was going to die. And imagine if that would have happened.
Could have been
They're swimming with their pieces, like
No,
Up to their
that is
knees.
funny. Like, see,
picking up sand dollars.
out on the sandbar. They're just like,
Hey, that one's mine. No, I had it first.
that ain't worth nothing. It's got to be at least worth $1. Why'd they call it $1 otherwise?
And that's how we almost lost our 16th president.
Yeah.
Who would have had, like Thomas Jackson or something?
Yeah. Just pick any two first names. Put them together.
John Jefferson.
But no, I learned that. And I mean, he was talking about Abraham Lincoln was writing about being angry, and he's like, don't let your anger get the best of you. And also, it was the lesson of like, don't minimize people or like push them to their limit. He just kept writing letters to like the local newspaper and like criticizing this other lawyer, just like constantly, which is like probably the equivalent of just like
mean tweeting people.
Adding somebody. Exactly. Which brings up my
Abe
question.
Lincoln, the first troll.
By his own admittance. Wow. Canceled.
Dang.
We're canceling Abe Lincoln. Anyway, what is worth getting in a duel like this over?
Gotta be a woman, I suppose.
Gotta be a woman. Top of the survey says.
I mean, that's probably what it is. Like, we got pride. Like, no, I wanted her, but then she wanted him, and it's this whole triangle thing.
Well, if I kill him, then she can't want him no more.
Exactly. Yeah, it's illogical thinking, but all the worst stuff happened because of women.
I think all the best stuff because we're here.
That too.
So
I was just thinking of Troy or whatever.
Okay, so a woman. Anything else? What do you think, DJ Price Check? What's your price?
Oh, my price wouldn't be, I don't know, modern age, or can I put myself back then?
Yeah, we can talk about back then, like what
Theft over some like 20 shillings. You know,
somebody steals from you.
Yeah,
Okay.
or cheating in a game.
You accuse somebody of cheating or stealing.
Yeah,
and they're
honor.
like, you challenge my honor. Like, let's go duel. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Something. That's probably good.
Probably. Or just get drunk.
Just being hammered.
It'd be fun. I think. I mean, not the lawman stuff because the outlaw would just be like, "Yeah, let's do that." Just like shoot him. So yeah, I think it was all these personal squabbles and quarrels.
It would have to be.
Yeah. Okay.
Land over land. This is my land. Not anymore.
I know this isn't Western per se, but Andrew Jackson was like one of the most famous gun duelers.
Yeah.
Because dueling, gunfighting is kind of the same vein. It said he won over 100 duels.
Jesus.
So he killed and or maimed 100 other men.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of badass.
That
You're
is.
just like walk into a party and they're like, I own my own business. And somebody else is like, I am an ambassador. And you're like, I've killed 100 men.
Legally.
You win.
Trump card.
I don't feel like making it 101 today, but I will.
And they were all legal.
Yeah.
Because, today you'd be like, call the cops.
Yeah. He just admitted. He admitted it.
He admitted it.
I had my phone. I was recording.
Back then it was just like, hey, some guy called my wife something. You know.
See,
I didn't like it.
He had the whole technique down. He's turning on the inside leg, standing sideways,
Squatting down,
ripping the thing off the powder, pouring it down. Because that's Andrew Jackson right there. Yeah. You got one shot.
Or he was shooting.
That's
on
where
9.
that phrase came from.
Yeah.
You got one shot.
He was shooting on 9.
You shoot on 9. Or you just had a bunch of those guns strapped to him all over the place. They're all preloaded. Yeah. Bam, damn it, throws it outside. Bam, damn it, throws it.
Or he had the first body armor. Like,
ching, ching.
He kept getting shot, but
Andrew Smaxon is what they used to call him.
Facts.
Andrew Faxon. Man, dude, that was powerful. That is some powerful stuff. I'm glad you took us on that journey. But that was powerful. Just like the power the battery brings to you. Battery is a long-lasting workhorse for all your devices and machines that require power. Battery offers a menagerie of sizes and voltages to fit your needs. Little battery fits in your watch, car fob, or your 8-bit Echo Keeler from the 80s. Big battery fits in your car. That's right. Battery offers little sizes all the way up to big sizes to power your life. Battery has an unlimited lifetime warranty. If battery craps out, which we guarantee that it will not, just send it back to the manufacturer and they will replace battery to no questions asked. The thing is, once you install batteries, you won't have to think about replacing your battery again, because if you do have to replace something, it's not battery's fault. It's your fault. And if your piece of garbage device just can't handle the power of battery, that sucks. So charge your life with battery today. And at checkout, use code VCPODVOLT to get no savings on battery because why would they give you a discount for the best thing on the market? they're going to charge you full price. Oh, this is not an actual product service idea. Just in case you thought it was, it's not. If there's something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment, or actual product service idea. Illuminated.
Charged.
You have been illuminated. Wow, I just want to bask in the glow of that sound for a second.
Yeah.
Love it.
Looking at the lava lamp.
All right, yeah, while staring deep into lava. We got to name lava lamp something. If you want to name our lava lamp, you could pay us $10 and we will officially refer to it as whatever you send us $10 for. Yeah, we'll name it. Anyway, I just made that off.
Each time we get $10.
Each time we get $10, we will permanently name the lava lamp until somebody else pays us $10 or supersedes your bid. All right. We're doing a segment now called Don't Quote Me on This. This is a segment where we take a quote from somebody smarter than us and we break it down for you. Hopefully, these are typically pretty uplifting or encouraging, so I'm always excited when we do one of these. I hinted at this in the last episode 57 at the end in the recommendation station, talking about Ride of a Lifetime, a book by Bob Iger. He was the CEO, president of Disney for a very long time, for 15 years. And he saw them through a lot of transitions across their company. And great leader, giant in the industry, in the entertainment industry, and just honestly very well respected and liked from most people who've worked with him. So it's really cool to take a piece of advice from somebody that esteemed. So I brought in 2 quotes. Let's just do one and see where we get.
Yeah.
Long shots aren't usually as long as they seem.
Is this Yogi Berra?
Is that Yogi Berra? No. I was going to be like, wow, all right, we stacked the quote.
It's probably Andrew Jackson with all of his 100 shots.
Yeah, long shots are not always as long as they seem. The guy turns around. He's like, point blank.
he was walking backwards.
Shoots a rifle.
Time's up, buddy. No, I like that. Long shots aren't as usually as long as it seems, because people think things are more daunting than they actually are.
Yeah.
And I heard something, some guy was talking in an interview, and he's like, yeah, back in high school, I was friends with like the hottest girl in school, and she came up to me and she was like, hey, would you go to prom with me? No one's asked me. He's like, oh, I thought you would have had 50 people ask you by now.
Yeah.
She's like, no one wants to ask me. So
wow.
So he's like, that kind of just like perspective of sometimes when you think that something's totally out of reach, just go for it. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
No.
I put all my money in the stock market last night, Luke, after your advice.
What's the worst that could happen?
All crypto.
Went in hard.
Went in all in on the crypto.
I put all my money in and I got 1/100,000th of a Bitcoin.
I put all my Bitcoin back into Bitcoin, bro. I transferred
meta currency.
Dropped it into Unicoin Bits thing and pumped it back through Ethereum, bro.
Yeah, I went and bought Bitcoin, put that Bitcoin into Ethereum, and then put that Ethereum into Dogecoin.
Oh, cool, man. You want to go to lunch tomorrow? No, I can't, bro. They take Ethereum at Starbucks yet? Anyway.
Soon enough.
Long shots aren't usually as long as they seem. It's crazy coming from a guy who ran one of the biggest companies in the world, right? And he, just to put some more perspective on top of Luke's great story, he was just a young single child growing up in New York, right? And his dad knew somebody. The way I remember it was that his dad just knew somebody in TV and said, hey, like, would you meet my son? He needs a job coming out of high school. The guy, he went in, liked it and stuck with it. And then from there worked his way up through multiple transitions, because he was working for sports TV, ended up at ABC after that transition. And then Disney bought ABC, and then he worked his way up through through Disney. And he was like in LA and New York and back and forth. So this young guy, at 17 years old, you're not looking up and being like, oh, I want to be the president of Disney.
Yeah.
He knew what Disney movies were, right? Everybody does. But you weren't like, oh, I'm going to get there. And so I think not everybody can be the CEO of Disney, but what's your equivalent, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What's your end goal?
What's your end goal?
yeah, what do you want? And yeah, there's plenty of stories. Well, not that many, but there are stories out there of, guys starting as the janitor, ground floor, frontline customer service. If you're providing value in your position and want to do more, ask your boss, hey, what can I do to get promoted, or what can I do to offer more value to the company?
Yeah.
And that you just keep doing that and you keep working your tail off, you're going to keep moving up.
I think the other thing that it framed with him is that, like, long shots aren't usually as long as they seem. So once you start to believe that, and what you were saying, that if you just flip the switch and you say, why not do that? Why not try for that?
Yeah.
You're also defending yourself from when you're like wasting time. And that was one thing. He's a very organized guy, very focused on what needed to be done, made the plan, and then executed the plan. And that's what it takes to shorten that distance between your target and the barrel of your gun. But
I like that visualization.
Yeah. If you walk right up to the target and pull the trigger, you're going to hit the bullseye, which is
most of the time,
which is kind of like the concept here of like doing work. If you walk towards your target, if you just start walking towards it, even if it's a mile away, and you walk towards it and you get to it and you're a foot away, and then you have your moment, it's a lot closer than trying to hit a mile shot with a 6-shooter.
Yeah. And that, just to relate it to us doing the podcast, when we talked about starting it up again, I think you were like, we need a format.
Yeah.
And that's what we have now. We have, our whole list of stuff, and now we just need to plug in segments and ideas into this already made out list. It takes out a lot of the work.
Yeah.
And it makes putting this podcast out hanging with the boys, but for the people that enjoy it, thank you very much. It makes it that much easier for us. Like, looking back when we used to do it, it was like, oh man, we got to record the podcast. What do you have today? I don't know. Okay, we'll talk about tortilla chips.
So what's going on?
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, we did a lot of that. What's going on? How was your day? I hated that.
10 minutes of the weather.
I appreciate if you listen to those, and I apologize for a lot of those intros.
Yeah, but we got to the gold eventually.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's about commitment. Yeah, you're right. I appreciate that sentiment too with all the podcast stuff. Let the process do the work for you.
Yeah.
If you can let things start, you can multiply your work. We've talked about this before about a human only has so many hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can multiply that through teamwork, through building a process with now technology, with automating things. So yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. What can you pre-plan to make, to take out thinking really for those steps?
Yeah. So in the moment you can act with clarity.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
That's where the organization comes from.
I know we're coming up to the end of the segment, but I also want to just pitch the other one in here really quick, because I think this is hand in hand. It's nice. If something doesn't feel right to you, it won't be right for you.
People need to hear that.
That's huge.
People need to feel that.
Definitely.
People need to digest that one.
They need to definitely soak that one in. If something doesn't feel right to you, it won't be right for you.
Yeah.
Another little bit of context, right? He actually was one of the few people who built up a professional and a personal relationship with Steve Jobs. And everyone has their perspective on something. So I'm just speaking from his book. But he apparently got very close to Steve Jobs when they acquired Pixar. And he earned his trust by respecting him and just being honest and open and candid. And Steve Jobs was always a problem solver. So like by doing that and being transparent, they were able to work together, and that earned Steve Jobs respect. And I say all this because Steve Jobs was a huge proponent of intuition and instinct, but he wasn't an idiot either. And so he understood that intuition is a set of experiences and information coming together in a moment and you making a decision quickly based off of all of that. And so what he was projecting and saying is like, go have experiences, go try, go break things, go try to make things work, gain that experience, gain that knowledge, so that in the moment, like we were talking about, when you're at the target, when you're right there, when you're going to take your shot, you're not hesitating. So I like the steam we got going on here. You can't hesitate. You gotta you gotta know what your target is. You gotta have the muscle memory down. You gotta be committed to what you're doing.
Ready, shoot, aim.
Ready, shoot, aim. So yeah, if something doesn't feel right to you, it won't be right for you. And one other thing about this, I want to kick it over to Luke just to wrap it up. This is important. Goals and dreams don't happen. You don't hit the target if you're not focused on it. And I know that's a hard thing to think about. We live in a world where everything's available to us. We can try everything. But you got to kind of understand what the things are that are good for you. And once you do, that's your target. That's your shot that you're going to have to take. So you got to commit to it. So trust your intuition and get out of those things that are not working for you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, that could just be really anything that you've dreamed of. Yeah. Like say, oh, I wanted to go to Harvard or something. Right. And, you're a kid, you're going, okay, I'm 4.2 GPA, whatever, valedictorian. I got all his credit hours and community service stuff. And I'm president of this club. And then, okay, you get accepted and you get to Harvard, like, I made it. And then you're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. It's like you might have glorified it too much and it just really might not be for you. Yeah. That's just like one thing. Or if you, I don't know, what you wanted to be an actor or something. Yeah. And, okay, you're doing it and then you finally make it. You get on set and like, oh, I don't like sitting around for 10 hours and, and having to go through all these emotional roller coasters and stuff. Like, right. It's fun, but it's just not for me. Then trust that. And, maybe there's something else you can do with all this talents and skills that you've developed. I'm sure there is, but like, you have to realize, don't keep lying to yourself that it's something that you want to do, whatever it is that you think you're going for. If you're not truly enjoying it, or it doesn't seem right, or it's off, like it's probably not good for you. And you got to pick something, cut it, nip it in the bud. Yeah, is what they say.
I agree with you. I think it's about balance that you're getting at here. Because if you are getting closer, you do get on that set and you do love it, then you should have that feeling, is what you're saying. Like you should have the feeling where you're like, I'm doing what I'm good at. I'm doing what I understand. And some people, I've met actors that I've made a whole life acting, that they just stumbled into it. And I think sometimes that's how people actually do the best in their life, where they're not just like beelining for something. They just are in that moment. There's a new target that comes up, an opportunity, and they like take the shot at it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's a little more in advance. You got to prepare and get going towards it. But I mean, the feeling is, if you're not feeling it, like just don't waste your time anymore. Yeah. But if you are feeling it, don't let anybody sway you from your goal, from the target.
Yeah. And so then there's kind of two things. Like you might just be in a rut, and that's okay. You can work through that. But then sometimes you're really just like, you're not about it. Right. And it's okay to give up, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's like you won't be looked down upon if you give up after you invested a lot of time. Yeah. You're realizing like, hey, it's not for me. I thought it was at one point. I'm a changed person. I've grown. And it's okay to be a different person than you were 5 years ago. I mean, we all should be. Yeah. We should all be ever evolving and growing. So it's okay if something's not for you anymore.
I agree with you. Can I just add a little bit to that?
You can do whatever you want.
I think the important thing is to understand going into that, though, to pivot. Because you don't want to just quit and then be left with that storm of emotions that's going to come with it. A lot of people, again, going back to the acting thing, looking at a lot of small businesses that you hear the stories, you read them on Facebook or whatever. People were doing something. They were trying and trying and trying and trying. It wasn't clicking. And then they said, this is enough. Like, we're done. But then they like tweak it a little bit, or they change direction, or they bring two things together and something clicks, and it's like they fill a gap in the market, or they are exactly what somebody needs or doesn't need. And I mean, I remember when Meryl Streep was talking, like people were telling her like, you're not pretty enough or whatever. And then all of a sudden there's this huge demand for high caliber performer women that weren't just like these glamour models and like these babes, like these people who look like everyday people. And Meryl Streep was there, perfect, and she didn't give up. So That was a little bit different, off track, but like the same thing is like pivoting. Like always look for your pivot. If you're starting to roll something down or roll something up and shutter it, there's gonna be an opportunity right around the corner.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of almost like you're still in it, but it's just not working.
Yeah,
and you still have the passion. Yeah, but I think this is more like the passion's kind of.
Yeah,
it's just not. It feels off.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
But yeah, but you're right. Check your surroundings first
before you
reassess.
Make sure the field is clear before you pull the trigger. Cool. Well, great. Thanks for riding with me on that. If you guys want to read those quotes again and many other great ones, go check out that book. I really recommend it. Ride of a Lifetime by Bob Iger. It's all about Disney and his rise into Disney, which was a lot of twists and turns. He didn't set out saying, I'm going to be the CEO of Disney. He didn't even think that until Disney acquired the company he was working for, which was like when he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
So
it's a possibility now.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes the target, you go over the hill and there's the target.
Yeah. That was I like that. Bob
Sweet.
Iger. Good stuff.
Bob Iger. We're going to pivot over to a segment called Clickbait Headlines. I like this one. It's funny. We're gonna go exploring really quickly on the weird side of the internet. I got a couple headlines here. I'm gonna just pitch the headline to Luke. I might edit it in my own way a little bit, just to make it more fun. And then we're just gonna talk about what actually happened. All right. So, clickbait headline number 1: Canada versus America, air battle.
Air battle. So there is racing drones. Combat racing drones. It's like Mario Kart, but with drone racing, and it's North American Cup. That's my guess.
I'm thinking this is like a battle of American geese versus Canadian geese on the like border lines, and they're like mating grounds or something.
American geese.
Yeah,
those American gooses. DJ price check, like most times, is way closer. The headline is Loon stabs bald eagle to death.
What? That's treason.
It is treasonous. We shouldn't be reading this.
Bald eagles
delete
are
it. Delete it. Apparently, this bald eagle was like flying around, went for a loon chick, and when it like came down, an adult loon came out of nowhere, and loons have like very pointy beaks.
Oh man.
Just stabbed the eagle right in the fucking chest.
Right through the heart.
Right
Hitting the kill shot.
Kill shot. Boom.
Andrew Jackson.
The funny thing.
Stack up the bodies.
Andrew Loon Jackson. It was funny. They just like found the carcass of the eagle. Unfortunately, the loon chick did not survive, so it did take one with him.
You may have taken my heart, but I've taken your child.
Oh, God.
Start playing some Bruce Springsteen on the way out.
So did someone see this happen, or is this a story concocted by, like, this is probably what happened? Because I feel like I could do that. I feel like I've done that with several Australian...
So it's illegal to kill a bald eagle because they're endangered.
So you could arrest this loon.
You better come down to the courthouse. We got some words that we gotta say. Somebody, I think they were out in the lake. They found the carcass of the eagle floating, and because it's illegal, the guy took the carcass. Illegal. Illegal, the sick illegal, bruh. They took the eagle to the wildlife center to investigate, and the people like looked at it and they're like, "Well, this isn't a bullet wound. Like something really got in there and like moved around and all that." So they figured it was some sort of stabbing, and
they had their phone. Bro, you a Nazi? Look at this! Look at this! Yeah. Bald eagle right here floating. I just saw this loon come out of the sky and stab it.
Yeah. So they that would be sweet if somebody caught it on film, but these loon, like most adult loons, actually have stab wounds. So they're like, yeah, "You looking at me, SA? Eh? SA?
You fly 10 paces that way, I fly 10 paces this way. We're gonna stab each other, man."
Flying at each other.
Winner gets the chick. So yeah, that's what they suspect happened.
Are they aggressive? They must be
They're
aggressive.
very defensive.
Oh.
They're very defensive.
They're loony.
Yeah. And it went straight into the eagle's heart. I mean, this was a kill shot. This was
Wow.
It knew what it was doing. I'm telling you, it was the Andrew Jackson of loons.
Andrew Jackson loons.
This probably wasn't the first bald eagle that he killed.
This is an animated like adult film waiting to happen. Just like this gang of loons just like taking out eagles. It's eagles versus loons.
Yeah.
Team America 2, Battle for Canada.
You killed my child. I will take your heart. So yeah, that was it.
Maybe that loon was like a prophecy, like cannot be born on the Sabbath. That loon will be the end of us. I will take him out, or I'll die trying.
Yeah, that's awesome. America. I mean, prophecy ended.
Yeah,
but then lo and behold, like the other chick,
yeah,
he had to kill the whole nest.
yeah. There was another one.
He didn't know which one.
Yeah.
He only killed one. All right, pivoting over. Next one. That was fun. You could riff on that for a while. My title for this one is just Fartrepreneur.
Okay.
But do you want the headline?
Is it along the lines of Gas Away? Is it
No.
a scent? Oh dang!
Fartrepreneur. I'm just gonna give you that. Fartrepreneur.
It's a scent covering up. No. Reinventing the whoopee cushion.
Ah, he stole it.
Really? Price check. Was that yours?
Mine was a 10-year-old selling whoopee cushions. That's cool.
That's genius.
Yep.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Stephanie Matto, I believe is how you pronounce her name. She was on shows like 90 Day Fiance, Pillow Talk, and Single.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know this girl.
Yeah.
She has been jarring her farts
Yep.
and selling them in an online store.
She got sick from the beans.
So she was hospitalized. Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
she was
what?
hospitalized for this. Yeah. Apparently, like months into this, she was canning farts.
Yep.
Selling them online, and the demand just went straight up into the air like a eagle going after a loon. And
What do you think I got right here?
what do you think I got right here? Pop them open, boy! Come on, let's go.
I'm saving it for a special occasion.
For a special occasion. So she was like perfecting like the art of this and
Art of the fart.
art of the fart, and apparently got too deep. She got too deep
What?
and hospitalized herself. I couldn't suss out if it was like she was like it was violent flatulence that was just like hurting her so bad, or if like the mental anguish of knowing.
I don't
I
know.
was gonna say she could take a note from us. I mean, I've been putting in work the last half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught it. I was trying to go on beat with the music so you didn't hear it. I don't know, because I thought it was. I just saw the headline. I thought it was just like something from the beans. So like maybe like the lining, like she had too many beans and not
Maybe.
enough rice.
She broke it down. She'd like tried different ones. Like guys were ordering different fart smells. Like she said she did cheddar cheese, and it ruined her because like she just like
She got backed
backed
up.
up and she doesn't eat cheddar cheese anymore.
Oh, she was like dialing in her farts with
Oh
the
yeah.
diet.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Different
It's a little
lines.
summer spice.
Different lines.
Chai tea.
Cabbage, she said she abandoned cabbage pretty early because it was good. Got you a lot of flatulence, so high volume, but like the smell is just too much.
Hey, that's
So
a good
she-
product right there. Can we get a price check on that, DJ?
She just built up this following of these guys. Her company's name was Unfiltered. No E. Some guy offered to buy her mattress for $10,000.
If I could do that, my God.
If I could just roll around on a mattress and then sell it.
Yeah. My musk on it.
So anyway, this woman has made a lot of money. It pretty much birthed the platform to sell like these strained bathwater, farts.
I sell my shit online. You can get it.
Literally. Dude, it says she made over $200,000
Yeah.
on selling farts.
God. And something I just do for fun.
And how long did she do it? Maybe like a year? You know, yeah, I was going to say, we've been doing this for, I think we've perfected that.
Yeah.
Well, what if we start selling farts and we just call it Hot Chick Farts, but it's just us? And it's just the company name is Hot Chick
And you're
Farts?
just like cat farting people.
Yeah. Fart fishing.
It's just Otto. Like, it's just like, hey, Otto, like, eat these.
This is the K9.
This is K9.
fart.
This is K9 fart.
Here's some chest hair for you. They already made NFTs of jars of farts, and they sell for over
They better be
$200.
scratch and sniff, I swear to God.
That's a good idea.
Scratch and sniff fart. So, yeah, the world, what is it coming to? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to judge people, but wow.
I don't blame her for doing it at all.
I don't blame her.
No.
She's the smartest person in the room.
Yes.
She is
What the hell is wrong with these weirdos? And you know it's all dudes. It's all dudes that have these weird fetishes that are paying thousands of dollars.
I mean, she just pivoted into a lot of different like things. Guys would pay her $100 a minute for her to like berate them and to like put them in a corner and be like, "You're grounded."
If you were to tell me, or if you were to come to me and say, your wife was making $200,000 on selling her farts, I would say long shots aren't as usually as long as they seem.
Long shots.
Long shots. Yeah.
Long shots.
Those two.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a crazy one. You guys can read the link out there. See the full interview, which was pretty solid.
Look gassy.
Little gassy. One more. We're running out of
let's
time.
do one more.
Prank gone wrong. And this one. Wait. Let me see the
yeah.
headline really quick.
Can I get a little more?
Students under investigation after senior prank goes bad at Texas high school. This one's some Lord of the Flies shit going on.
Yeah, it's like backfired or something. They tried to get like a car in on a crane, but then it dropped on someone or something.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Thankfully, not that dark. No one died.
Okay, damn.
Not exciting. Skip it. Next segment.
I don't know. It's probably one of those like Western schools where they got a ton of livestock in there, and then they like shit in the principal's office.
That'd be sweet to just run the Longhorns through your school halls. Man, that's a cool one.
Did you guys hear the one?
They should have consulted with you.
Yeah, I always heard the one you get 3 pigs and label them 1, 2, and 4.
Find the third one.
And then they get the first 3 that are only 3, and they're looking for the third one.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. The funny thing, this was initially approved by
You got their prank
faculty.
approved.
Yeah, by the faculty nerds.
Yeah.
Just, we'd like to put in this form for pranks, senior pranks. Anyway, they were told that they were allowed to put sticky notes, like cover any surface in the school that they wanted to. And they started, all these kids in the class started doing it. It was graduation, whatever. And then by the end of the day, things were on fire and the fire alarm was pulled and chairs and tables were flipped over and there was smoke throughout the school. It caused like thousands of dollars worth of damage. So it wasn't really like something backfired. It just
fired.
It just fired. It devolved into absolute chaos, which just goes to show like you cannot trust teenagers for anything.
Yeah, how did the fire start? And then now you got like little flame balls of Post-it notes flying around.
Yeah, just like spreading to other classrooms. But I'm just trying to get down into the moment of like what happened. Like who was the one kid who just goes, kamikaze, like throws a bag of flaming
Or
crap.
took a cigarette. These Post-it notes aren't bad. Oh shit!
It'd be funny if we smoked in the halls for our senior prank. There's a lot of paper in these halls. Shut up, Frank. There's pictures of it. Like there's kids in the building. There's like smoke billowing around. So it is pretty scary. But just goes to show, do not trust teenagers with anything, even as innocent as Post-it notes.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust a teenager.
Yeah.
At all. But, I think the numbers are going to be way up on that last segment. And speaking of numbers, are you looking to take your sales to the next level? The level of outer space where your sales numbers are so high you can't see the top? Then you need Teleblast. Do you have a product that is so amazing, so fantastic, so unbelievably mind-blowing that it just has to be shoved down the throats of every citizen of every country of every planet in the universe? Then you need Teleblast! Can you imagine a reality where you have absolutely no inventory because you are sending your units faster than you can make them, literally having people buy them from the past and bringing them into the future? You need Teleblast! Teleblast is a telemarketing company that will literally threaten to blast people over the phone if they don't buy your product or service. Their success rate is so ridiculous, we can't even tell you what it is, but we can hint that on a scale of 0 to 100, it is a 3-digit number. You need Teleblast in your business life. And if you don't, go to their website right now and use code VC boom boom to get 50% off your first week at Teleblast. And we will literally come to your house and blast you in the ass. Teleblast! This is not an actual product, service, or idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, offer no judgment on the actual product, service, or idea.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Got it. Right here. Nick, you remember that movie we were talking about pitching?
Yeah.
Based on a true story. We got this movie we are about to pitch to DJ Price Check, producer Price Check at
Target Studios.
Target, here's your receipt studios.
No refunds.
No refund studios.
No refund studios.
Producer DJ Price Check, how you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing? I got a really expensive day on my hands, so I'm looking forward to hearing you pitch.
Oh, hopefully we can get a slice of the pie right here because we got a doozy for you. A pet duck in North Carolina just found the remains of a missing woman is the log line for our movie.
Sounds expensive.
Oh, yeah, it is.
You know, the first thing right off the rip is we're going to have to get that Aflac Duck. You know, I mean, like, if we don't get him, we got nothing. So just picture him when we're telling you this, all right? So we have this duck named Jackson, and he is a happy duck who lives at home with a loving couple. They're his parents. And Jackson Ducksworth. And anyway, he's living his happy life. But at night, he moonlights. During the day, he's a innocent little duck that sometimes models for insurance companies. But at night, he puts on his sleuthing cap, gets his magnifying glass out, and he hits the beats. He's out there in the city. He's looking around, and he is a hard-boiled duck.
Yes, he is. Gritty as they come. My God, Jackson Ducksworth is he's the one. He's like the Columbo of the duck world.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there's been this beat cop that, you know, he was on the force, and, you know, he just keeps messing up. His sergeant's like, God damn it, Marshal, if I have to keep covering for your ass, you're out of here quicker than a bullet out of Andrew Jackson's gun.
I don't know. You should say something else.
He's like, God damn it, Marshal, stop fucking up.
He should probably say something different.
Marshal, I don't know what I'm going to do with you. You are completely useless. I don't even know why you joined the force. And, you know, Marshal, you know, took this. He's like, man, what am I doing here? I need to do something big. And so he starts going through all the old files, like the cold cases. And he's like, there's got to be something here that I can crack that, you know, maybe Sergeant can you know, see my worth.
So Marshall's like at the station late at night, right? He's there super late. He's got his coffee and donuts and all that crap. And then the duck is walking down the street, and he's watching this duck, and he can't figure it out because the duck is like studying something. He's looking at a notebook.
Should be doing something different.
He's got the magnifying glass out and is literally just looking around on the ground.
Should be doing something different.
The duck is smoking a cigarette as he's walking down the street, and he's pacing back and forth. And Marshall is like, "What is going on?" He goes to the edge, you know, the building. He's like watching the duck. The duck like looks like he has an epiphany, and he starts marching down the street. Marshall follows him, right? Gets to this warehouse, right?
Should be somewhere different.
Gets to a pond in the center of town, right?
Should probably be somewhere different.
It's the children's pool down at the middle school, okay?
Should probably be somewhere different.
It's the kiddie pool at the bottom of the water slide at the middle school. And lo and behold, Jackson McDuck is looking at the dead body of one of the teachers from the middle school. And Marshall's observing all of this.
Yep.
Marshall comes out of the bushes and confronts Jackson McDuck and is like, how'd you know this person was here?
He should probably say something different.
Is that a body?
He should probably say something different.
Marshall's like, you cracked the case.
He should probably say something different.
What the hell? It's Mrs. Johnson.
And Jackson says Aflac, and then we got to get
Product
that face.
placement.
Yeah, product placement. That's all he can really say. And Marshall's like, "Oh my God, Mrs. Johnson, you're brilliant." And then so Marshall's like trying to piece this together. It kind of comes like a Ratatouille situation here we got going on, where the duck is a genius,
Yep.
Marshall's a goof.
Yep.
And so he's like talking, he's like reading the notepad of Ducksworth, and it has everything down here. Like Mrs. Johnson she went out to dinner on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. with Tom Hallister, and Mrs. Johnson then took a cab home. Mrs. Johnson got home at 9:15, and then so it's like all the details that Jackson Ducksworth wrote down, and he's like, "Oh my God, this duck is brilliant."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I got to take you." So he picks up Ducksworth before he finishes his investigation.
Yeah.
And he starts going through all his notes, and so Marshall's like high as a kite now, just because now he has this whole notebook of detectives work and he goes back to the office like next day, big stack of files on the captain's desk of solved cases.
Yeah.
And Marshall's just eating up. He's like, "Yeah, found this one, the ice cream slinger.
Should be something different.
Found this one here, the school bike stealer.
I think it should be something different.
Found this one, the chop shop king.
Should probably be something
I
different.
found this one right here, old lady jaywalking.
It should probably be something different.
I found this one right here. It was the guy who stole all the toilet paper.
Come on, man. It should be something different.
This one right here, the kneecap basher. It's I know you've been looking for that one, Sarge, and I got him. I got him right here. I have all the evidence for the kneecap basher. So they kind of go with he takes Sergeant like to this guy's house. Like, "Wow, this is like really good, Marshall. It's incredible that you came up with all this stuff overnight."
So he gets promoted to detective, and him and Jackson McDuck kind of had this agreement that like all the resources that Marshall now has gets to be put in Jackson McDuck's wings, in his in his wings, and then Marshall gets Jackson McDuck's brain.
Yeah.
And they form this pair. They go on a spree. They clean up this big town. All these bad guys getting thrown in jail. Justice is being served. And the one thing they can't quite shake, though, is the one case they haven't been able to bust. Who murdered Mrs. Johnson?
Yeah.
The town is shook to its roots. Why would a middle school teacher be found in a kiddie pool at the bottom of the water slide? And they just can't seem to crack the case. But they get closer and closer. But as Marshall, becomes more famous for his sleuthing skills publicly, Jackson McDuck is feeling a little left out, and Marshall's getting a little too big for his britches at the press conferences, taking maybe a little too much credit, and the partnership starts to see some tears at the edge of it. And it's a shame because we like these two together. They're meant for each other.
They really are. And, Marshall's living up, too boisterous. But Jackson, it's like Nick said, it's been wearing on Jackson Ducksworth. And he breaks out, one day. And after Marshall, went to the bar, he was talking up all the ladies. And so, Jackson Ducksworth goes out there and he goes back to the crime scene and at the kiddie pool on the slide. And that's when Ducksworth goes missing. So now it's on Marshall. Marshall, comes back into the office. "Oh, Ducksworth, you should have been there. We were I threw about 15 back. I got to make out with a couple hotties. It was pretty sweet." Ducksworth, where are Ducksworth? Oh, he'll come back tomorrow. And tomorrow doesn't show up to work. And so Marshall gets worried. Now he actually has to do detective work.
Yeah.
And there are a few clues that he has to pick up that Ducksworth like checking Mrs. Johnson. Like he has this whole board of Mrs. Johnson stuff, and it's like he must have been checking out the Mrs. Johnson thing.
Meanwhile, he's hot on his trail. He's out in the city looking for him. Meanwhile, there's this intense scene where Ducksworth is just getting waterboarded.
Yeah.
It should be something different.
They're pulling his feathers out of the tips of his wings like they're fingernails. And poor Ducksworth is just having a time. Like black eye, little smashed bill a little bit. But he's got faith. He's not going to break. Like, he's not going to tell them what they know, because he knows, even though they've had some troubles, like Marshall's out there coming for him, and they're partners. He's not going to give up Marshall. He's not going to put him in harm's way, because that's his partner. So Marshall comes crashing in eventually, mostly because he was just trying to use the restroom, and he ended up going into the abandoned drug mart that was not being used, and that's where they were holding Ducksworth. Yeah. Crashes in, saves Ducksworth, but the bad guy gets away. We never saw their face because it was dark in there, and they escape. And so they finally come together. They're friends again. He's like, I'm never letting you out of my sight again, Ducksworth. Like, we're buddies. We're partners. And they kind of shake hand and wing.
Yeah. They do something different.
They high five, hand and wing.
They do something different.
They kind of make out a little bit.
They do something different.
They like do this hip bump with like the tail feathers. Yeah, that's what they do. That's their like secret handshake thing. So they're after there's a chase scene where they're driving through the city. It's a cool action scene. Get some blood pumping in this. And they finally nab their suspect.
They nab their suspect, so they get him and kind of crash, and Ducksworth's driving, and Marshall's like sticking and trying to shoot some shots, and finally pops the wheel to get him. And I
think they do something different.
Ducksworth's driving, and Marshall's like, "You better slow down. We're gonna get you," because he's still a goof, and he yells that enough, and the guy, he's like, "Screw you," and then he crashes, and then because Ducksworth, he has to take it in, and he rams the guy off the road, and so they find this guy, and it happens to be the janitor, and from the school. And
I think it should be somebody different.
It's actually one of the lifeguards that was on duty that day, and they find out that that Mrs. Johnson actually poorly graded one of his assignments. So and the lifeguard, was so fed up because that bad grade, caused him to not be eligible for sports, and it was just a crime of passion that the kid, he was an adult. He was 18. So, he was unable to play sports and
didn't make it to college.
Didn't make it to college because he couldn't get the scholarship.
That one's permanent. You can't change that one. That's unchangeable. So they catch this kid. They throw him in the slammer. And Ducksworth and Marshall are heroes. At the press conference, Marshall does the unthinkable and just tells the world, "I'm not the greatest detective in the world. This duck is." And no one believes him. But he knows.
He knows.
And the chief knows, because he does believe him enough. And at this last moment, this beautiful moment of them kind of going off to get donuts together, instead of Aflac, Ducksworth says Marshall.
Yeah. I think you should say something different.
He says cocaine.
I think you should say something different.
He says he says we did it. He says we did it.
He should say something different.
He says case closed.
He should say something different.
He said we cracked that egg. And really all along, he just doesn't like talking, but then like he just can't stop talking. So the post-credits scene is just him and them talking. Like
I was waiting for it. That's all, folks. That's just our trope.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to break it. Like, look, we've already made a couple films. Yeah. I'm trying to get out. I don't want to be pigeonholed or duck-holed or any type of hold. I just wanted to be. I just want to try something different with this bird.
Yeah.
Bird of a different feather. So that's the name of our movie, Bird of a Different Feather.
Oh, no, it should be something different.
Ducksworth and Marshall, just straight up to the point.
Martial law.
Go duck yourself.
Should be something different.
Duck-tective.
Duck-tective.
Should be something different.
Damn, I really thought Duck Detective was
Yeah. That was a good one. That was like our favorite. We were trying to hide that in the middle of the selections.
It's not. It's all quacked up to be.
It's not. Yeah. Quacked up. That's it. Quacked up. Quacked up.
All right, that's good.
All right, Quacked up. So so that's our movie, Quacked Up, buddy cop movie with a duck and a dum marshal.
Can I get a price check on how much this is going to cost me, fellas?
Well, do you want see, we really tried to be clever. Like we didn't write a lot of talking in for Ducksworth, so we don't have to animate the mouth. But we really do want that white duck from the Aldi commercial.
He's seasoned.
Aflac.
How much do you think that's going to cost?
I mean, at this point, he pulls a pretty penny.
Yeah.
But if you pay him in cornmeal,
I think we can get away with it.
Yeah. Don't have to pay him union rates if you pay him in cornmeal.
All right. If we can afford that, then I would like to make this movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Quacked up.
Quacking skulls. Well, Quack the Case. I got it. It's Quack the Case.
Go back.
Quack the Case.
Go back.
Or Case Quackers.
Case Quacked. Yeah.
Found it.
So and that's what Ducksworth and Marshall did. They looked after their mates. Mates first. This is the segment of the show where we're doing Australian news. It's the last segment of the show, one of our favorites. We go to the land down under to check in on what's going on with the Aussie nation. I have one for you guys here. The headline is Fraser's Coast best dressed bikers suit up and ride off to an important message about prostate cancer.
That's not funny. It's prostate cancer.
So stop laughing.
I'm not.
I'm crying. These gentlemen look so happy to talk about prostates. They got their best suits on. They got their best bikes. And they spit shined the chrome. And they got out there and they talked about getting that finger up there.
I'm just trying to make my 200,000 over here.
So
that's nice of them.
These guys started a club 3 years ago, where they get their best threads on. They get on the hogs, and they talk about they chat with each other about checking prostates. They want to create awareness for this disease. And in year one, there was like a couple guys, and then year two, there's 26. This year, they had up to somewhere between 50 and 80 riders come show up and ride around. These guys are really cool. They got bow ties on and top hats, and man, they look good.
That is great. That is a phenomenal cause, to try to bring awareness to. And it's a cool way to go about it too. Like, let's wear our Sunday best, get out on the Vespas.
The leader of the group, he was quoted in saying, "Don't be afraid of the finger.
Don't be afraid of the finger. It's coming.
Don't be afraid of the finger." Tell your loved ones, hop on a bike, stick your fingers up each other's poopers, and
you should have talked to the homegirl who's selling her farts. She should have been.
Oh yeah, she can consult. Yeah. But yeah, be careful out there, guys. Make sure you check them prostates.
Yep. How soon do I got to start doing that?
Today. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's be buddies.
On the air. Live
episode, prostate exam.
Episode 75, prostate exam.
What am I looking for? I don't know. Just shove it up there farther.
You got to feel something. My whole hand is literally inside of you.
That just goes to show you in life, who your real pals are, when you're out there dressed up to the nines, riding on your motorcycle. I just want to ride my motorcycle. Cool. Because you get up at the quack of dawn and, you're trying your best to figure out life's mysteries. You're building a mystery. And when when loons are stabbing eagles in the heart, you know it means business. It's serious business. And we need to retaliate. And if we have to send farts up there to raise their methane levels, so be it. We'll do that. And because I don't think Post-it note messages are going to cut it this time. You guys don't realize this long shot is not as far as it seems. It's very real, and we can make this happen because when we're standing toe to toe at the Canadian border, it's going to be a showdown. And let me tell you what. 100 times out of 100, Andrew Jackson's going to be the one standing there in the end. Tearing up over here. All right, let's head into the recommendation station where we give you a recommendation on a movie, a book, a music, a lifestyle, a product. It could be anything. So I'll give you something that I do all the time is I'm a huge proprietor of that little German shop around. It's everywhere. Aldi. Yeah, Aldi. And their products. I think they go toe-to-toe with just about any supermarket as far as quality goes. So I'm sure you can get better stuff elsewhere, but not for that Aldi price check, DJ. So anywho, when you go to bigger supermarkets, they'll have those name brand products, then they'll have the off-brand products, and then sometimes they even have, the store, quote-unquote, store brand products. And I've talked to many people that have worked in manufacturing positions at like food manufacturing or like product stuff, and they've said, all of them said it's all the same. They just change the packaging. Like, all right, here we got we got this bread, name brand bread, done. Okay, we hit the quota. Change the bags. All right, here's the off-brand bread. It's the same thing.
Nice.
It's the same thing. So when you're turning your nose up at saving, $2 on a loaf of bread. Sucks for you. Because you could have just saved $2. You could have saved yourself I was going to try to make a duck pun, but I couldn't think of one.
You could just buy yourself some farts with that $2.
Yeah, exactly. You could buy, do that 100,000 times.
We'll send you the bill.
Send you the bill. Thank you. So that's my recommendation. Try the off-brand. It's not as bad as you think it is. That's just some placebo.
It never is.
Yeah, people think like, oh, I could taste the difference. No, you can't.
Oh, wait.
Yes?
Walmart olives. Walmart black olives. Don't mess with that shit.
No good?
No good. You want the glass jar olives. I will say that. But that's Walmart too. So Aldi's probably good. You're good with Aldi.
Are you just saying maybe any canned olives? I grew up on canned olives.
No, I like canned olives.
Oh, okay.
But like the black pearl ones, those are good ones.
Oh, yeah.
But like the great value ones were actually yeah.
Oh no.
Great value, I don't know about
maybe
great
those
value.
ones have been sitting
Great
for
value.
a while.
Great value, farty taste.
Okay, maybe there are a few things, but I think a lot of
Aldi,
stuff.
I've never had a problem with Aldi.
Yeah.
Walmart. I have
Yeah.
a problem with Walmart.
I don't do much shopping at Walmart.
I don't really do the shopping at my house. No, I'm serious. Black olives burned me recently, so
Okay.
I'll go try Aldi's and we'll see how they go.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great episode. We had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of fun. We cruised through 4 great segments. Got a lot out of them. Aim high, guys. Keep going. Whatever you got going on in your life, whatever goals you might have, keep going. You never know how close or how fast that distance will close, and you'll get to take your shot. But if you have to, pivot. Shutter the windows on one dream and just fire up another one. It's been good hanging out with our favorite DJ Price Check.
Hey,
Thank you
thanks,
for being here.
fellas. Thank you. That wasn't a very expensive episode, so thank you very much.
You're
We
welcome.
didn't break anything. No refunds. I just want to thank my co-host Luke for keeping it real, keeping us centered, and having a good time. It's been amazing having you all on our YouTube channel and on the audio channels. We will see you on the next episode of Velocity Chaos Podcast. This is Nick signing off.
And this is Luke signing off. Thank you guys once again as we move forward and onward to better and future things, because everything in the future is future things. So before I sound more like an idiot or less like an idiot, I don't know. Just like we always say, when you're standing toe-to-toe with a duck, you better have your loon ready, because eagles are coming for redemption. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.